Hey everyone, Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. And today we're going to be looking into this album, and since today marks the 10-year anniversary of this, and this is an album from, well, one of my personal favorite bands of all time. And as you can see, well, today we're going to be looking into Holographic Universe by Symmetry. This came out on June 20th, 2008 through Nuclear Blast Records. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Symmetry, they're a melodic death metal band or metal band hailing all the way from Sweden. These guys have been around since 2004, and they have before this album they had their first album, which came out in 2005, which was this one, Symmetric in Design, which was a pretty good debut. And then a year later in 2006 they put out their second album, Pitch Black Progress, which I thought was also a really good album as well. Like the song The Illusionist is one of the best songs on there. And then 2 years later in 2008, they put out their third album, Holographic Universe, which, in my honest opinion, I think this is their best album, period. Holy shit, this album is just flawless. And honestly, Symmetry, in my opinion, are hugely underrated. I swear, these guys deserve more. They're extremely talented, some really great songwriters in their own right. And the production on this album is superb. Everything is where it needs to be. Let's talk about the vocal work from a former vocalist, Christian Alstorm. And this sadly will be the last album that he did, because he got kicked out right after this album came out, or after they finished recording it, or from what I've heard, because of his other projects and stuff. But his vocals, in my opinion, I think he's a very underrated vocalist. Just the way he does his vocals, his harsh vocals and growls are just insane. Some of his growls honestly kind of remind me a little bit of George Corpse Grinder Fisher, when he goes especially low like that. It almost reminds me a bit of Corpse Grinder for some reason, I don't know. And his clean vocals, wow, they really shine on this album. They shined a little bit on the previous album, Pitch Black Progress, but on this album it's just superb. And he puts so much emotion into his clean vocals. You can definitely feel what he is singing, and that's just what really just impresses me about Christian Alstorm's vocals, clean vocals and harsh vocals. One of a hell of a vocalist. Guitar wise, Per Nilsson and Jonas, I can't even pronounce his last name. Their guitar playing is just superb. I mean, just the soloing and just shreddy lead stuff is just superb. The bass playing is kind of audible. You could definitely hear it cuts through in the mix. And drumming wise, from Henrik Olsen, and he also writes pretty much the lyrics to of Symmetry, and a great drummer, or a solid drummer, I should say. But without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, the album opens up with the first single off this album, which is Morphogenesis. And I think this is the real gem here. And I really love the chorus of the song. It's just Christian's voice sort of soars high and sort of very mighty, and I love the keyboard line lurking in the background of the chorus that serves as the final piece that ties together the whole thing into one big unit. And I just kind of the soloing, and the solos on this entire album in general are just really good. Then we go into Time Wave Zero, some of Christian's best vocal melodies featured on here. And the song starts kind of out very calm with Christian singing lightly over very heavy guitars, and slowly the song evolves into something much more heavier. And it retains a very epic feel to it. And it features an amazing solo section from Per and Jonas. I think it's a pretty good song. Quantum Leaper. Very interesting song. I really like the verse pattern fit with the vocal gold patterns and stuff. It kind of fits really good and makes it really interesting. I think it's pretty good. Artificial sun projection, and it just plugs along at a steady pace, and the growls I just are pretty good. And I just think it's wow. The missing coordinates, wow, just like the beginning of which I think insane guitar tapping is just holy shit. Like really just showcases like Purrs, and I think that's Purr playing the intro is just wow. And then we go into Ghost Prototype 1, Measurement of Thought, which is just loaded with hooks, and it's probably one of the best songs on here. Just the electronic stabbing of synths sort of like accentuates the otherwise fatigued stop-start riffs effectively. And then Fear Catalyst, a good song, like it. Trapezoid, which the main melody in this song is just very infectious, and the band sort of like gathers a decent amount of speed during some of the verses. Prism and Gate, I really love the vocals from Christian on here. Just really just amazing. And then we go into Holographic Universe, the title track, which like the first 3 minutes of the song is probably the best part of here. Like the synths and the guitar is working in perfect unison to like build sort of like a heavy, epic sounding, sort of like almost grand atmosphere, and just a really powerful section like the build up to like a great climactic battle scene like a epic battle movie or something. The 3-dimensional shadow, just the chorus in that song is just, I really love it. It's just very catchy. And then I feel like this album closes perfectly with Ghost Prototype 2, Dos Ex Machina. It starts off kind of really slow, though, and it has like Christian sort of like singing over it, and then it sort of turns in and just boom, punches you right in the face. And I really love how Christian sort of like switches from like harsh vocals to his like clean singing. It's just insane, especially like near like the chorus and stuff. And it's just wow. I think it's a perfect way to end sort of like this chapter of Scar Symmetry's career. This career was sort of like, because like after this they would have like change their singers and have 2 singers replacing them, which I don't know why, but they were good. I know a lot of people like bitch between them and have the debate between them and Christian, which I'm not going to even get into it. But overall, Holographic Universe is a superb album. Like, if I were to give this a score, I'd probably give this a solid 10 out of 10. Like, if you haven't heard of Scar Symmetry, fucking listen to this album. You won't be disappointed. Like, literally, it's perfect from start to finish. Yeah, that's my review of Holographic Universe, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. And I'll see you all in the next video, and keep it metal.